Dodgers are facing a serious problem right now, and it's hard to know exactly how they're going to navigate this final stretch of the regular season. Last night's game against the Phillies was a brutal reminder of just how fragile momentum can be in baseball. The Dodgers had a commanding 4-0 lead early on, and for a while, it looked like they were in full control. Shohei Ohtani was on the mound, seemingly untouchable, delivering one of the most dominant starts of his career. Fastballs at 101, 102 miles per hour, breaking balls that left hitters swinging at air. It was a performance that, in any other context, might have been celebrated as a historic outing. You could see the excitement, the hope that the Dodgers were going to cruise to a comfortable victory, that Ohtani was going to put the team on his back and carry them through. But then came the decision that changed everything. Ohtani was pulled after 5 innings, just 70 pitches into what was shaping up to be a masterpiece. And from that point on, the game spiraled out of control. 6 runs allowed in the 6th inning, a bullpen that couldn't stop the bleeding, and suddenly, the Phillies had taken the lead and refused to give it back. The Dodgers managed to tie the game in the 8th, but by the 9th, the damage was done. A 3-run homer sealed the game. And just like that, a potential statement when turned into a devastating loss. Fans are left questioning not only the decision to pull Ohtani, but also what this means for the postseason. Because now, with the Phillies holding the tiebreaker and a 6-game lead in the division with less than 2 weeks left, the Dodgers are all but confirmed to be playing in the wild card round. That is not where a team of this caliber expected to find itself when the season began. This roster was built to dominate the National League, to cruise into the playoffs with momentum, to avoid the chaos of single-elimination baseball. And yet, here they are, facing extra games, taxing their bullpen, and heading into a high-pressure matchup against a team that has been finding ways to win consistently all season. Watching Ohtani on the mound, it was impossible not to feel frustrated about what could have been. When a pitcher is throwing a no-hitter, when everything is clicking, when he's moving through innings like a man possessed, why not let him stay out there for another inning? Maybe even 2. Baseball has always celebrated these moments. The perfect game, the no-hitter, the feats of pure dominance that become part of a player's legacy. To pull a pitcher in the middle of that rhythm feels like an unnecessary interruption, one dictated by analytics or pitch count management rather than by the flow of the game itself. Yes, teams need to protect their arms, and yes, there are strategic considerations, but there's also something to be said for letting greatness unfold naturally. Ohtani's start reminded everyone just how electrifying he can be, and yet the decision to remove him has left a bitter taste, a lingering question about how the Dodgers handle their best assets when the stakes are highest. And then there's the bigger question. How does this even work in the playoffs? If Ohtani is limited to 60 or 70 pitches, the bullpen will be stretched to its breaking point every time he takes the mound. The Dodgers already have an inconsistent bullpen, one that has shown flashes of brilliance, but has also been prone to collapse under pressure. If the pattern of pulling starters early continues, it could be catastrophic. Every pitch becomes precious, every inning a gamble, and the team's margin for error disappears. You start to wonder if the Dodgers have a long-term solution for Ohtani in the postseason. Can he be relied upon to pitch deep in playoff games? Or will the bullpen always carry the burden of finishing what he started? And if the bullpen falters, which we've seen too many times this season, the Dodgers could find themselves on the wrong side of elimination before their true potential has a chance to shine. Watching the last 2 games against the Phillies, it was clear what both teams are capable of at this stage. Philadelphia has been relentless, and when they get a sniff of an opportunity, they pounce. The Dodgers, on the other hand, have shown moments of brilliance, but have struggled to maintain consistency, to close out games, and to protect leads. That loss last night wasn't just a defeat. It was a microcosm of the issues that have plagued this team all season. The offense has the firepower, the pitching has the talent, but when you combine a bullpen that can't hold and managerial decisions that raise eyebrows, it creates a perfect storm of uncertainty. And now, as the regular season winds down, the Dodgers are being forced to play extra games in the wild card round, to rely on a pitching staff that is already taxed, and to face a division rival on the road. It is a scenario that tests every ounce of experience, depth, and resilience the team has. Ohtani's performance was a reminder of what makes the Dodgers special, what makes them capable of dominating any team on any given night. But it was also a reminder of how delicate the balance can be. One decision, one inning, one bullpen failure could turn a potential statement game into a sobering lesson in pressure and preparation. And now, with the playoffs looming, the questions multiply. Who will take the mound in the critical moments? How will the bullpen handle the pressure? Can the Dodgers navigate the high-stakes environment of the wild card and then face a formidable Phillies team with their pitching staff intact? Every move matters. Every decision is magnified, and the margin for error is razor-thin. There's also the human element. Ohtani is still adjusting to the rigors of a full Major League season. This is his first year as a full-time pitcher with the Dodgers, and he's shown flashes of brilliance that few can match. But the strain of managing his innings while trying to maximize his impact is a delicate dance. The team wants him to start in the playoffs, which makes sense given his talent. But if he can't go deep into games, then the pressure shifts to the bullpen, and the inconsistencies we've seen this season could become magnified in the most critical moments. It's a scenario that requires precision, judgment, and a little bit of luck. One misstep, and a promising postseason run could be derailed before it even begins. All of this underscores the precarious position the Dodgers are in. The regular season is almost over, and instead of cruising into the playoffs with confidence and control, they're heading into a do-or-die situation. Every game, every inning, every pitch carries extra weight. The team has to find ways to win, to protect leads, to manage their arms, and to set themselves up for a postseason run against opponents that are battle-tested and ready to exploit any weakness. The loss to Philadelphia was a wake-up call, a reminder that talent alone is not enough. Execution, strategy, and resilience are just as crucial. The Dodgers have the pieces, but now the challenge is to assemble them effectively under pressure, to navigate the complexities of postseason baseball, and to ensure that their stars, like Ohtani, are used in ways that maximize their impact without overextending the fragile resources of a taxed bullpen. It is a tense, high-stakes environment, and as fans, it's hard not to feel the anxiety. Every inning becomes a moment of suspense, every decision a topic of debate. But that's baseball at its finest, the blend of skill, strategy, and unpredictability that keeps everyone on the edge of their seats. The Dodgers have the talent to succeed, but talent alone won't carry them through a wild card round or deep into the playoffs. They need cohesion, timing, and a little bit of luck to turn potential into results. And as the postseason approaches, all eyes will be on how they manage their pitching staff, how they leverage their stars, and whether they can rise to the occasion when it matters most. Heading into the final stretch, the Dodgers are staring down a reality that few predicted at the start of the season. With the wild card round looming, the pressure is on, and the decisions made in the coming games could define their postseason. Every inning that Ohtani pitches will be scrutinized, every bullpen appearance will carry extra weight, and every swing of the bat could mean the difference between survival and elimination. The team's depth has been tested all season, and now that test is intensifying. Injuries, fatigue, and inconsistency have all played a role, but the overarching concern is strategic. How do you maximize the impact of a player like Ohtani without overtaxing the arms that must carry the team if the starters cannot finish what they begin? That question has no easy answer, and the consequences of getting it wrong could be catastrophic. In last night's game, the Dodgers were able to show glimpses of what they are capable of. The offense has the ability to explode at any moment, piling up runs and creating hope even when the odds are stacked against them. They have hitters who can change the course of a game with a single swing, and that talent cannot be underestimated. But baseball is rarely about flashes of brilliance alone. It is a marathon of consistency, precision, and situational execution. Even with Ohtani delivering one of his best starts, the team failed to secure the win, and that failure is a warning sign. Momentum is fragile, and the margin for error in the postseason is non-existent. The Dodgers can no longer afford missteps like yesterday's. Every inning counts, Every pitch matters, and the collective performance of the team will be under the microscope from the first pitch of the wild card round. The bullpen, in particular, is a focal point of concern. In the last game, once Ohtani exited, the relief pitchers were unable to hold the lead, exposing a vulnerability that has been present all season. Inconsistent outings, blown leads, and late-inning collapses have all contributed to a narrative of uncertainty. If the Dodgers want to advance past the wild card, they must find a way to stabilize this group to ensure that when the starters are pulled, the team does not unravel. The question is whether the coaching staff can manage workloads effectively while still allowing their best pitchers to perform at a high level. Limiting Ohtani's innings might protect him in the short term, but it also shifts immense pressure onto a bullpen that has already shown cracks. Balancing these competing priorities is a delicate, high-stakes puzzle, and it will define the Dodgers' postseason trajectory. Beyond the tactical considerations, there is the psychological component. Players feed off momentum, confidence, and trust in the decisions of their manager. Pulling a dominant starter like Ohtani mid-game can create tension, uncertainty, and second-guessing, which can ripple through a clubhouse. Confidence is intangible but critical in the playoffs, where pressure can amplify every mistake and magnify every failure. The Dodgers need to cultivate belief, resilience, and focus in these final games, even as they face the reality of extra elimination rounds and a hostile road environment. They need to reinforce the idea that they are a team capable of winning under pressure, even when circumstances are far from ideal. That mental toughness may be just as important as talent on the field, especially when the stakes are highest. Looking ahead, the matchup with the Phillies looms large. Philadelphia has demonstrated consistency, resilience, and an ability to capitalize on every opportunity. If the Dodgers advance past the wild card, they're almost certainly going to face this team in a series that will test every facet of their game. Pitching depth, bullpen management, and clutch hitting will all be under scrutiny. The Phillies are not a team that can be underestimated. They have the talent, the experience, and the confidence to challenge the Dodgers in every inning. Any advantage the Dodgers hope to carry from the wild card round will need to be preserved, and that requires not only skill, but strategic acumen and the ability to adapt to evolving circumstances. Every decision, from pitch selection to bullpen usage, will be magnified in this context, and the margin for error will shrink with each passing game. The stakes are magnified because of the structure of postseason baseball. Unlike the regular season, where losses can be absorbed, every playoff game carries immediate consequences. The wild card round is a single elimination scenario, where one mistake can end the season. The Dodgers must balance aggression with caution, power with patience, and strategy with execution. Ohtani's starts are central to this balance, but so too is the performance of every other pitcher and hitter on the roster. The team cannot afford to rely solely on flashes of brilliance. They must execute consistently across multiple games under intense pressure. This combination of talent, preparation, and mental fortitude is what separates contenders from pretenders, and the Dodgers must demonstrate all of these qualities if they hope to advance. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Rumors are swirling through the baseball world, and the latest whisper has set both Los Angeles and Tokyo abuzz. Sources close to the Dodgers front office suggest that the team may be quietly exploring the possibility of bringing in an explosive outfielder from Japan's top league, a player whose power, speed, and flair have already made him a sensation overseas. While no official names have been confirmed, insiders claim that scouts have been spotted frequently at games in Tokyo and Osaka, their radar guns and notebooks filled with data on a certain star who has been turning heads with tape measure home runs and dazzling defensive plays. For the Dodgers, always eager to stay one step ahead in the international market, this move would be in line with their reputation for bold and strategic acquisitions. The team has long valued talent from abroad, and after the successes of players like Hideo Nomo, Yu Darvish, and most recently Shohei Ohtani, it would hardly be surprising if the next great crossover star came wearing Dodger blue. What makes this rumor particularly intriguing is the description of the target. Not just a slugger, but a true five-tool outfielder who can impact the game on every level, from stealing bases to gunning down runners with his arm. Some observers speculate that the Dodgers may be looking to inject fresh energy into their roster, especially in the outfield, where depth has been tested over the long season. Adding a dynamic player from Japan would not only strengthen the lineup, but also boost the team's global profile, expanding its already massive fan base in Asia. The whispers suggest that negotiations could begin as early as this winter, though the posting process and financial complexities are always a hurdle when it comes to talent crossing the Pacific. Still, the buzz is undeniable. The idea of a high-octane outfielder electrifying Chavez Ravine has Dodgers fans dreaming of highlight reels and October heroics. For now, it remains only a rumor, a tantalizing possibility floating through the baseball grapevine. But in Los Angeles, where ambition and spectacle often collide, sometimes these whispers have a way of becoming reality. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.